Hello good people, it's me Kumaitila Khositsile, your money manager. Today I want to share with you how to calculate your financial freedom number. I meet a lot of people and the key theme in our meetings is that a lot of people want financial freedom, and I tend to ask them, what exactly do you mean by financial freedom? I find that financial freedom is a term that we loosely use, but I say that for you to achieve financial freedom, you first need to understand how much income you need to have for you to say that you are financially free, because it is almost impossible for you to achieve financial freedom if you don't know the level of income that you need for you to achieve financial freedom, for you to say that you are financially free. But what exactly is financial freedom? Financial freedom is if you can create assets in such a way that the income produced by those assets is adequate to cover your current lifestyle expenses, then we say you have achieved financial freedom. Therefore, there has to be a figure that you are relentlessly pursuing for you to get to your financial freedom. I'm going to show you today how to calculate that figure. That figure, we call it your financial freedom number. That's your financial freedom number. So step number one to calculating your financial freedom number is basic living expenses. Basic living expenses. You have to know how much you spend on your basic needs. We're talking basic needs. Basic needs. We're talking groceries. How much do you spend on groceries on a monthly basis? We are talking shelter. Shelter here we can refer to mortgage or rent. So how much do you spend on shelter? How much do you spend on utilities? Right? These are your basic needs. How much do you spend on transportation? Because you need to be moving from point A to point B, maybe for you to earn your income. How much do you spend on transportation? And then how much do you spend on insurance? Insurance here I am referring to life insurance. If you do have dependents, then life insurance is a basic need. Please underline that. So you can see that for you to know these figures, it forces you to budget. So budgeting becomes a non-negotiable. That's when you're going to know how much you spend on these things. So personally myself, this is me. I have been a budgeter for over 4 years now. So I'm spending this much. This one, I'm sort of like 0 for me. And then utilities, let me say utilities, I'm spending 500. And then we go to transportation, let's put 1,500 on transportation, and insurance, let's put 600 on insurance. What is our total basic needs? This is 5,600 that you spend in our example here on your current basic needs. Underline that our current basic needs, we are saying 5,600. Step number two, debt obligations. Are you spending money on a monthly basis on debt payments, loan payments? So you're going to have to know how much you're spending per loan. So let's say maybe you have a personal loan, right? Personal loan. And you are paying like 4,000 on your personal loan, right? And then maybe you also have a car loan. A car loan, you are paying another 5,000. And let's assume these are the only loans that you have. So step number two is to list your debt obligations, all your repayments on the loans that you have to list it and add them together. So here our debt obligation is 9,000. 9,000, keep it at the back of your mind, 9,000. Step number three, now that you know your basic living expenses, which is 5,600, you know your debt obligation, which is 9,000, we go to step number three, where we are going to see our wants. This is just discretionary spending. Discretionary spending, you're gonna have to know how much you spend on your wants. These are the things that you can live without. But yeah, they're part of your lifestyle. So you have to know the figure. You can list all your wants. Maybe you've got entertainment, right? Maybe you're spending entertainment, you're spending 500 every month on entertainment. Maybe there's also a bit of vacationing. You're spending you're putting aside like 2,000 for vacations on a monthly basis, knowing that at the end of 12 months or whichever way you do travel and you take this money for traveling. Any other ones that you can think of, you all add them here. We can just say others for putting everything here together, and we put another 2,000 as our ones. So our total ones, we are at 4,500. These are our discretionary spending. So we've worked through these three things. We've looked at our basic living expenses. We've looked at our debts, obligation. We've looked at our wants, discretionary spending. We know the totals for each of them. We are going to add them together to find our financial freedom number. Our basic needs, 5,600. Number 2, our debt obligations, 9,000. And then our wants, right? Wants, where are we? We say 4,500. What is our total here? Our total is 19,100, and our example here is our financial freedom number. Once you know this number, you are going to focus on creating an asset that can give you this level of income. Once you reach this level of income, we say you are financially free. You can say these variables, you can play with them. If you eliminate your debt obligations, that number is going to go to what? You're just only going to need, if you eliminate debt obligation, you are only going to need this much. 11,100. So you now stand a better chance to get to that number quickly because you don't need a lot of money. And maybe if you try to tone down your wants, you're living a simple life, you don't want a lot of things, you don't need a lot of things. You lower this number, you're also going to lower your financial freedom number. So you just need to play around with this number. And also even your basic needs, you can play around with them. If maybe you are living in a certain location that is expensive, you can move to a cheaper location, then you are lowering your basic expenses. So every pula that you cut from any of these categories is a pula that you do not have to worry about replacing to get to your financial freedom number. So in my case, my financial freedom number is 30,000. 30,000 is inclusive of my needs, is my basic needs, inclusive of my debt obligations. I've got only one debt obligation, and that's the biggest, is around 11,000. So if I can get rid of that 11,000, I'm gonna say 30,000 minus 11,000, then my financial freedom number is only 19,000. I'll be financially free right now. If I were to get rid of my debt obligation, I'll be financially free because I've been able to create an asset that is currently giving me 90,000 or more, but I still have to work hard because I have this debt obligation, but I have a choice of either eliminating it or just keeping it there. So you can see you need to play around with all these things to get to your financial freedom number. This is all that I wanted to share with you today. I wanted to show you how to calculate your financial freedom number. So if you say that you want to be financially free, you know exactly how much you need to work on building. I hope you'll find this video insightful and it will help you to get to your financial freedom. This is all that I had for you today. Don't forget to like and leave a comment for me. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in another video.